What is up, guys? Welcome back here to another Infinite Galaxy content. I'm Shinchi42. Today in this video, we're going to talk about what is the best warship in Infinite Galaxy. Now, some may debate that there isn't really the best warship in Infinite Galaxy, and every warship has their own role. That is absolutely true. But there's one warship in Infinite Galaxy that really stands out amongst every one in here. Let me check your guess in here. Do you think it would be the frigates, or it would be the destroyers, or would it be the cruisers? So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think is the best warship in Infinite Galaxy? Now guys, I am a new YouTuber for Infinite Galaxy. I hope you guys can subscribe to support this channel, and of course press that like button for analytics, and as well as leave a comment in the comment section below. Now, I do appreciate if you guys would really consider to subscribe, because you're going to be able to get regular Infinite Galaxy content. So if you're serious about playing this game, you might want to subscribe, because we're going to be able to help you with Infinite Galaxy. Now, we have a lot of videos already. We have a lot of guides as well. So make sure to watch those if you need further help. Go through our channel and you will see some amazing tips and guides. Now, like I said, in this video, we're going to talk about Warship. Now, if you look into the battle replay, you're going to see that the first line of defense is going to be frigates, second line of defense is going to be the destroyers, and third line of defense it's going to be the cruisers. And then you'll have your flagship. With the recent update, they've kind of changed the way they're attacking the flagship. So in this battle, you're actually going to see is that this flagship is going to get destroyed. But the first thing that got destroyed in this battle, what do you think? It is the frigates, and then second is destroyers, and then as you can see, we have a tremendous amount of cruisers on the back hand in here. So what is the best warship? As you can see, our flagship has been destroyed there, our cruisers are still here. So one thing that you need to understand is that the frigates are going to be your meat shield, right? The frigates are going to be the one that's going to tank and absorb all the damage on the first hits. Let's go and exit this out in here. I want you to imagine this. Let's say you have 10 players and you all did some stacking, right? You guys all stacked together. Now, once you have done that, the frigates, whoever is bringing the frigates, will have the most repairs, because they're going to be the one to absorb majority of the damages. So they're the meat shield. And then the second will be the destroyers. And the last thing is the cruisers. So typically, if you want to win and have really big scores in events, let's say you're doing Alien Ghost Ship, you're doing other type of events like Secret Signal. If you have cruisers, you're actually going to gain a lot of points. And why is that? The reason why is that your frigates, your destroyers, they're the one who's going to get eliminated first, because they're the one tanking. And as they are the one tanking, your cruisers are still full health. You're not going to get a lot of repairs until it really gets into that third line of defense. And what's going to happen with that is, if you have full health of cruisers, you're then going to inflict the most damage in the battle. And you're going to be able to go from if you're doing Alien Ghost Ship, you'll be able to go to one Ghost Ship to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, because your cruisers are still good. Now, I am not saying that cruisers are really the best warship in here, but cruisers are really good warship for events. And that's where I'm trying to bring this in here. And when you go into PvP fighting, cruisers are great, because if you have really strong cruisers, they're going to be able to eliminate those in the front. But again, the frigates are very important as well, especially when it comes to PvP, because you need that tanking, you need that to counter as well for the other units. So if you can see in here, there is the advantages and disadvantages symbols in here, and you also need the destroyers. Now, PvP is very different with PvE. In PvE, you want to gain as much points ranking so that you can get the most rewards. If you're doing PvE, I highly recommend, if you're watching this video And for those who aren't watching this video and for those who aren't subscribed to this channel, they're missing out a great information. This is why I recommend for you to click that subscribe and click that bell icon and turn that notification on all. So cruisers, if you want to win events, trust me on this, start building cruisers. I wish I knew this in the beginning because my members in here, they've invested on cruisers, and my goodness, I'll tell you, they are doing great on events. Now, here's the thing. You're going to say, oh, now that you've made this video, everyone is going to make cruisers if they see this video. And then now who's going to tank? Let's be honest, that's never going to happen. There's always going to be players who are going to play with frigates and destroyers as well. So I am actually a destroyer main right now, and I am working on Hades. So I am not saying that destroyers, frigates are bad. For Hades, this is great flagship with destroyers so that I can hunt players. I can go one-on-one. Hades is a great one-on-one flagship. But if you're going to go for cruisers, oh, one more thing, Hades has an amazing navigate speed. So if you're going to go for cruisers, what flagship should you be getting? You should be getting a Brontes. I can tell you this, the Brontes with cruisers, you will win. Even if you're playing as a free-to-play or a very low spender, you can definitely win events, and I can guarantee that to you. Now, Brontes is amazing. It's an epic tier. I know you can accumulate a good amount of Federation credit. I have about 47,000 right now. I haven't really invested that because I'm really working on Hades and I'm not working on too much onto the epics right now, but I will be in the future in here. But if you are starting out into the game or you are in the mid game and you're trying to figure out what is the next flagship I need to work on, you need to work on the Brontes. And if you're looking for a flagship that is in the legendary that will work for cruisers, well, it is not out yet, but it is here already, if that makes sense. If you look at this one, the Cyclops is the exact replica of a Brontes at a legendary level. This is going to be a kinetic warship, okay? This is going to be a kinetic weapon. And of course, it is going to increase cruiser attacks towards frigates. It's also going to give you cruiser attack, cruiser HP, and total warship attack as well. Total HP of destroyer fleet higher level than 70. What's great about this, if you're reading this, is that remember when I mentioned the first line of defense is frigates, the second line of defense is destroyers, the third line of defense is what? Cruisers. Meaning, you having that 70% HP will last a long time. So that's one thing that I want you to understand is that the cruisers are really good with the specific flagship like Brontes and as well as Cyclops. So we have an assumption that Cyclops might be coming soon. It could be into the next Galaxy Star event. We're not so sure yet, but we're expecting that it's going to be a Galaxy Star event flagship. So if you're working onto that, if you're really interested into getting to cruisers and want to get Cyclops, you need to start banking your energy, your speed ups, and your resources as well. Now, cruisers are really, really good. So as you can see now, we are working on developing more cruisers in my arsenal in here, or in our arsenal. I want to be able to be into the top ranks. I mean, who doesn't want to be in the top rankings, right? Everybody wants to do, perform the best and get the most rewards on every event that you're going to put out. Now, like I said, there's always still going to be players with frigates. Let me give you guys some great example in here. So here's something that I have been doing now. So I'm a destroyer main, right? So I can either go full on destroyer. So I have enough really to fill that up. Well, some of them are gathering actually. So I pretty much have the enough destroyer that I can do. But here's what I've always been doing now. I will put a little bit of destroyers, more than like 80%, and I would put some cruisers in there as well. And I will have some frigates as well, just to absorb some of the damage. So it's not a bad idea to have that. I can tell you it's going to be really, really good whenever you're trying to do that. You ideally, yes, you want to have full full destroyers, but you need to have that absorption. So as you can see, we'll have our first line of defense, our frigates to absorb it. We'll have our destroyers in here. We'll have more destroyers. Now, why I put cruisers? So whenever I try to get into some of the events, I want to have some cruisers with my Hades because I know I'll do really well with destroyers, but if I have some cruisers on the back end, I'll still be gaining points that way. Just trust me on this and try some of the combinations in here. Now, if you're doing an Artemis, you want to have more frigates, and then the rest is put your higher tier of cruisers. So you want to have a frigates and cruisers for an Artemis setup. But for the Hades, you can actually just do, if you don't really want to put some cruisers in there, you just want to put destroyer. So you can just put some destroyer and some frigates just for absorption. So here's what it's going to look like, right? It's going to be your first line of defense. I wouldn't put this much frigates though. I'll put this much only. So I'll put about like 300, maybe 200 to 500 range for frigates, just so they will be like the first line of defense and absorb. And you put everything for destroyer. One good thing about this game is that even if you mix it, they don't have a skill that it says only destroyers, only frigates, only cruisers before you get this buff. I don't think I have seen that yet. I could be wrong, but I have not seen that condition that is on the skills of these flagship. So it just says increase HP of destroyers, but it's not telling me that I only need to have destroyers before I can get this boost. So besides that, I think this is very helpful. Remember, you need to understand there's 3 lines of defense: frigates, destroyers, and cruisers. Cruisers are really, really good if you're trying to compete for events. If you want to get that high score, I think you need to try it, and you come back to this video and let me know if you are successful. Hopefully, you guys would consider to subscribe in here in this channel so we can grow this channel and we can reach more people and we can help more people. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you're enjoying Infinite Galaxy. I will see you again next time.